Namaste. Welcome to CoHNA Dialogues. My name is Sudha Jagannathan. I am a board member of Coalition of Hindus of North America. We are a grassroots Hindu advocacy organization, and we focus on civil and constitutional rights of Hindus in Canada and the United States. I'm joined by my co-host, Rishabh Saraswat, also a board member. And today we have an exciting program. It is a little bit different from our normal advocacy engagements, but we are fortunate to have Swami Chidanandapuri ji here in the United States, and we decided we cannot pass up the opportunity to talk to him. So let me give you a brief introduction of who the Swamiji is. Swami Chidanandapuri is a popular teacher of Vedanta. He's an orator, author of about 60 books or more, and is a social reformer. He accepted Sannyasa Diksha in 1989. He also established Advaita Ashram in 1992 in a small village in Kozhikode, Kerala. He's a founder and managing trustee of Sri Shankara Charitable Trust, which has branches across India and function as centers for Vedanta studies and Sanatana Dharma. Beyond his spiritual leadership, Swami holds esteemed positions in various Hindu organizations. Swamiji also has received numerous awards in recognition of his outstanding services from various dharmic organizations. We are fortunate to have him with us today. It's also Raksha Bandhan Day, protection and security of our community and the whole world. So with that, I'm going to pass this on to Rishabh Saraswat so he can take it on. And welcome, Swamiji. Welcome.
Namaste.
No, thank you, Sudhaji, for a beautiful introduction. Namaste, Swamiji, and thank you for joining today. We will start with the importance of the day today because Raksha Bandhan, as popularly known today, its history is very interesting that from Rigvedic and Yajurvedic Brahmins and Gurus used to tie Raksha Sutra on the disciples and the larger public for their protection, and the underlying message behind that was that with Raksha Sutra, Guru is giving some of their Shakti to the devotees, to the disciple. And over the time, as we know today in the North India, a lot of times, we don't much sometimes understand the significance of our festivals. And it also, with the colonial understanding of our traditions, the distortion of our culture through the textbooks, the narrative of our Hindu festivals, our Hindu traditions being patriarchal and misogynistic is propagated. So much so that there is because I do our Hindu advocacy in Canada. In Canada's three biggest parties, there was one opportunity a dharmic person gets to lead a national party in Canada. I'm talking about Jagmeet Singh. What he does on a Raksha Bandhan day, he makes a tweet that Raksha Bandhan festival never set fine with me because it is seen as misogynistic in something. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But that colonial understanding has seeped so much that unfortunately even dharmic practicing people, when they reach to the decision-making positions, they end up, instead of giving the message of the harmony and the beauty and the spiritual strength behind our tradition, they end up, bringing the same colonial narratives to it. Also, I also want to address that there are a lot of variations. Diversity is the name of the game of Hindu traditions, and how in Telugu, Tamil, and some Andhra and some other states and their Samaj, the Varalakshmi Puja is also celebrated today. But there also we see the women tying Raksha Sutra to each other and with the same message. So with that, Swamiji, I want you to speak on the Raksha Bandhan briefly, and also start possibly with an invocation, with the blessings to CoHNA, to the advocacy folks who work so hard for the modern day Kshatriya realm of where we fighting for the changes in the policies, positions, and whatnot.
So I'm Very happy to be here in this webinar. I have heard much about the activities of CoHNA in promoting our fraternity, unity among all dharmic organizations, and working for a dharmic advocacy. This is the urgent need of the day. So let all the blessings of our Guru Parampara be with you. Work well, and we will make wonders. Wonders by uniting everybody. Our goal, it is not simply protecting and uniting a group of people from any geographical area, but spreading the message of Dharma all the world over. And the greatest goal always we must have in mind while working in such organizations, I will say, will be the exhortation of Rigveda, Krananto Vishwamarya. Make the whole world great. So for that, we have to work in multifaceted ways, working for advocacy and all, and teaching the society, helping the society to come up. And the most important thing is, as you said, so many narratives which already we have inside and which are spreading outside, we have to address them. How? It is by showing the real greatness or glory of our Dharma. That is the only way. And to teach these aspects of Dharma, first requirement is, I will say, a sort of unlearning. Before learning, we have to unlearn many things. Because the colonial rule, which was there everywhere geographically, and which is there even now in the mind of the society, first we have to get it unlearned. How it's possible? Through spreading the real ideas and aspects. So coming to the question specifically, this is an occasion, that is this day, to do that, to work for that, and to begin that. Why I said begin? See, this is the day of Raksha Bandhan. That is, the gurus or acharyas, great saints, used to give their blessings for facing all challenges in life. I will repeat, facing all the challenges in life, in the world inside and the world outside. And for that, as a simple, they used to tie a Raksha, a Bandhan, Raksha, in the hands of devotees, general public, those who feel for Dharma. But before that, we have to take into account this is the day when we ourselves, we never mean sannyasins, because before accepting sannyasa, we will discard the holy thread. We will throw the holy thread into a river. So I'm not speaking about sannyasins. So we change the holy thread every year, the Yajnopavita. What is Yajnopavita? Yajnopavita is a sign or a symbol given by the lineage of our gurus as a symbol of upasana, studies, finding out the real Dharma, and accumulating inner power through the upasana of Gayatri. Gayatri is the essence of Veda. Gayatri is the highest mantra, as aptly said by Acharyas, na Gayatriyaha paro mantraha. So, accepting the Yajnopavita, the holy thread, is entering into a field of self-inquiry, empowering oneself, and with that power, we can work in the society. Because working in the society means so many aspects, so many crisis managements, so many aspects are there. And to face the life in a practical, most practical way, to work, to make ourselves rich, our family rich, our nation rich, the whole world rich. We want that much energy within, and to have that energy, the way is accumulating that inside. And Gayatri is for that. And every year, we are reinvesting ourselves. Every year. That is this day. So, two aspects are there. One, making ourselves powerful, and with that power, protecting the world. So, Raksha Bandhan is the second aspect, and first is empowering oneself. So, these two aspects that we have to understand, and in all our social activities, we have to remember. And of course, this is a day we are coming together and speaking about Dharma. That's very good. So these two aspects we have to focus on. And from the inner power we accumulated, we have to work outside. For what? For spreading Dharma. And through spreading Dharma, the concept of Dharma, that is the only way to make the world great. Yeah. And I am not going to other aspects of leaders in different countries and all. Each and every person have their own views and visions. We cannot contradict that. Our way is to spread, to show the real, show the genuine. That is the only way. Yeah.
Thank you, Swamiji. That is very beautiful. And the spiritual foundations of our festivals are very notorious, but also even the cultural realm of it. In today's time, when we see West has given really many beautiful things to the world in terms of advancement of sciences and technology, but at times a lot of promiscuity also gets exported to the global south through the global north, unfortunately. And in that context, festivals like Raksha Bandhan and Navratri give a really beautiful message of honoring the divinity in the Matra Shakti, in the, and such a beautiful, and there have been examples where I remember for 3-4 years back, a kid, a brother, a younger toddler saved her toddler sister from a wild animal, and he was injured badly, and they celebrated, and they were figuring out that there are so many festivals to honor so many of the relationships from the mom day to the dad day and all their siblings. There are some sibling things, but there is nothing specific for the this beautiful relationships of a brother and sister. So they found out Hinduism and they tied Rakhi to each other, and that moment became viral. So the cultural importance is also there of these things. Moving on to Sudhaji, do you want to go next or should
I
we?
just wanted
Yeah,
to say,
yeah.
Swamiji, after this interview, I am going to an event where we are gathering the community in, in Pennsylvania, where I am right now, and we are going to celebrate Raksha Bandhan by sharing our culture with the larger community, the non-Indian community, and we have invited city leaders, law enforcement like police chief, firefighters, because they protect and they take care of a very safe environment for everybody to live. So our youth and students will actually tie the Rakhi to those officials. So it's a great way, I feel, of sort of celebrating our festivals and sharing with others and honoring the folks who make sure that we have a thriving democratic environment. So thank you for the description you gave. Also, I wanted to ask you, when you say unlearning to learn, I think our community particularly has a big problem because, growing up, the learning we had in schools, etc., never focused on anything dharmic, right? We had to go learn what was taught in the schools. So we have missed out on a very deep understanding of what our faith and scriptures and culture provide us, I want to say, toolkits to face life, right? We have solutions for every problem in our own systems, but we don't understand it now. So I think it makes us very gullible, our community particularly very gullible to bad narratives. We are very quick to believe some bad things about our own culture and faith versus looking into it in more deeply, asking, like Guruji, like you, questions, or going and reading the scriptures or the itihasas to understand what was the truth here, right? Was Rama a bad person? Was Karna the great person? I mean, all these questions have answers if you were to invest in that. So one of the questions I have is when you travel abroad, what kind of questions do you get from the Hindu diaspora and also from the non-Indians? I saw a great interview of you where I think you had a wonderful interaction with immigration officers in the US. But I'm just curious, what kind of questions do you get?
So that's a good question. This is, I like the way you presented. So, first of all, we as real Bharatiyans, we are never limited to a geographical boundary. We cannot bring India to America. We cannot bring India to Australia. We cannot take India to Europe. We can take Bharat to the whole world. That means India, it is a geographical territory, an area ruled by the constitution. We adapted that you cannot take to any other place. But the ideas and ideals of Bharat, the great message of Bharat, that is Dharma. Of course, we are valuing Kama, we are valuing Artha, we are valuing Moksha, everything. But the greatest message Bharat has given to the world is the concept of Dharma. And this concept that is unifying everything. So when we go into that, there is no any differentiation based on geographical territories. We cannot say West and East. No. The whole world we are viewing as one. As aptly said in the Yajurveda itself, Vishwam Bhavati Eka Nedam. The whole earth, the whole world is like a nest of birds to live together, live in one family. So nest is made of different particles. But it is an abode for all to live together. So that is the concept we are having regarding the world. So there is no differentiation of West and East, no Indians and non-Indians, nothing. Wherever we are staying, wherever we are working, we have to take the message of Bharata, that is the message of Dharma, loving, accepting, assimilating, and all. So that is the thing. So I am very happy that you are inviting all to be part of this Raksha Bandhan. And they must feel that there is no any differentiation of Indians and non-Indians. No, nothing of that sort. We are one. To have that oneness, to show that oneness, to develop that oneness, we are coming together in this auspicious occasion of Raksha Bandhan. That is the message we have to give. That is the feeling they must have. So then, from a territorial level, this will slowly develop to a universal level. So I'm very happy to hear you are doing that, inviting all the officials around. So now, when we are traveling all the world over, and especially in my case, I am not delivering lectures when I go to different places. Of course, a small piece of lecture will be there, but the main time will be for question answer sessions. So whenever we move around, so many different questions will be pouring in. And when we analyze, the one of the main root of these questions, especially those which are coming from the youngsters, are from so many false or wrong narratives they are getting from the society, the educational institutions, media, that is including cinema and other news media and all are degrading the Sanatana Dharma. In this point, what I have to say is, it is not degrading or devaluing Sanatana Dharma alone, or the so-called Hindu Dharma. No. There was or there were great Samskritis everywhere. Not only in Greece and Rome, or we are speaking about the ancient Samskritis which were prevalent in Iraq, Iran, America, Africa, Australia, everywhere. So when we try to analyze, we will find there was a thread connecting the whole world together. And all these Samskritis were great in their aspects. All were having a value system which worshipped the nature. Worshipping nature is not a small thing. Prakriti Puja, it is not a small thing. But all these were totally distracted by invaders. I will say religious invaders. All these were totally distracted. Now, the Samskriti of Bharat, that is the only one Samskriti which is remaining. Then we will see all these narratives are against Hinduism. No. All these narratives which religious invaders started making and slowly crept into the educational system and social system and spread, All these were against the ancient cultures of the world. The term culture is not an apt one, but because of the lack of any other suitable word, I am using that. Because when we use ancient civilization, it will show some other meaning. So Sanskriti cannot be translated as culture, but still, because of lack of an apt word, we are using that. So that is why I said a tremendous amount of unlearning is required. Take the case of Bharat. Take the case of Bharat. A nexus, a nexus of two persons, that is Macaulay and Max Muller, who never sat together, who never worked together, and let me add one more, who never respected each other. That worked, and we are all children of that duo. So we have to unlearn that. By teaching the society the greatness, the glory of our real Shastras. So when we move around, it is our duty. All the questions we get. So for example, I am coming to the specific. From America itself, I was in a meeting with youngsters, and there were some 30, 40 youngsters, all youth in their youth age. So I didn't talk anything to them. Just there was an introduction, and I was starting to talk. Then I told them, you are all youngsters who are studying in universities of America, so you must be having great knowledge, more than me in many aspects. And I have knowledge in many aspects, so we can have an exchange of ideas. So don't fear that I'm going to deliver a lecture. No, I am not going to deliver a lecture. So you can ask whatever you want. Then one girl, she may be of the age of 19 or 20, she asked, you are boasting about Hinduism, and what is your view about transgenders? This was the question. Then I replied, we are not at all boasting. I didn't tell anything to you. I just introduced myself. Then, regarding your question, let me ask you one thing. Show me a religious system. Show me a political system. Show me an economic system. Show me a system of whichever nature which worship Ardhanarishwara. Half man, half woman. Show me. I am not saying Ardhanarishwara is transgender. No. I cannot agree with that. But when we are answering to such questions, we must go to their level. Show me one. Then I will be with you. So why that question came? Because of the false narratives that Hinduism is against women, Hinduism is against transgenders and all. You cannot say that. We are worshipping Ardhanarishwara. We have temples worshipping Ardhanarishwara. And we are valuing transgenders in high position. Not now, not because of any enactment. It is the tradition we are following. As you all know, in North India especially, in all auspicious occasions, we will call the transgenders and give them so many presentations and worship them. Getting blessings from transgenders is considered as that much great. Not today, not yesterday. Not because of any enactment of the democratic nations. No, it is the tradition, it is the custom. So we have to show this. Yeah. And this, like this, in the same way, when we travel around, so many experiences we have. I'm not actually remembering which instant or which incident you pointed out, because in course of lectures, so many experiences I will explain, and then it goes. For example, I will tell you one thing. Once an immigration officer of this US, when she saw all these names, Swami Chidanandapuri and all, she asked, "What is Swami? Is your family name?" "No, it is not my family name. It is the name included in the name of a sannyasi. It is not a term used to show the respect. No, it is not a term used to show the respect. It is a part of our name." So Swami means master, master of one's own mind, one's own senses, one's own intellect. That is the meaning of that. Oh, so this is a. So she was very happy hearing that. And then she asked me, "Oh, Swami, then as a part of your religious practices, you cannot drink alcohol. You are prohibited from drinking." Then I said, "No, no, 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 we are not at all prohibited. Eh? But I will not drink." Not drinking is one thing, and not drinking because of some prohibition is entirely different things. Then I explained that. So she was that much impressed by that. So what I'm saying is, if we can show in a rational or logical way the customs, practices, and all. On another day, I don't remember actually, I think it was in Houston airport. It was not the immigration officer, the TSA officer asked me, "What is there on your forehead?" Then I said, "It is holy ash," because I cannot say vibhuti or bhasma, because he will not understand. I said, "Holy ash." Then he asked, "How ash can be holy?" Ash is ash. How it can be holy? Then I said, "You are working here and you are getting salary, monthly salary. If you are mixing Ishvara with your work, your work will become worship, karma yoga. You are eating food. Daily you are eating food. If you can mix Ishvara with food, then it will become prasad. It will change the whole mental structure of you. In the same way, ash, when it is mixed with Ishvara, and there is a great philosophy behind wearing this, then he was that much impressed and asked me, "At what time is, Swami, your flight?" Then I said, "Only after 2 hours. I was going to Baton Rouge." Yeah. Then he asked me, "After a half an hour duty, I will come to you. Shall we talk?" I said, "Oh, of course we can talk." But to my wonder, some 8 or 9 officers came. Not one. They sat in front of me. There was a Vedanta class in the airport. So what I am saying is, we must put things in a scientific manner with a logical approach. Then the world will realize the greatness of our customs and practices and rituals. Otherwise, they are thinking this is bad, because they had so many such narratives inside. Yeah. So that is the way we have to work.
Thank you, Swamiji. It is so beautiful, and it reminded me so many stories of our Upanishads where, Guru just makes so many people who had this kind of bad intention and ended up learning a lot from a learned Guru. But thank you so much for pointing out one thing, and this is what we also work in educating the community and point this out. And there is a lot of academic work is also happening in identifying that consciousness put on the Indic mind by the crimes of Max Muller, James Mill, Macaulay. They continue to harm not just Indian Hindus, but Hindus living in the West for second and third generations. There is a recent book by Kundan Singh ji, which talks about, he did a survey and did an academic study about the how suffering of Indian American children is going on still because of those colonial narratives. So thank you so much for addressing that, and that for a lot of past generations that awareness of this Macaulay consciousness was not there. And that's why these colonial lies of, as you just beautifully, eloquently elaborated on lies of misogyny and transgender hate and all that put about. But when it comes to enactment, you meant that we did not do it because of the enactment. In fact, it was the colonial era's enactment which outcast is not a Hindu word. It was introduced by colonials, that they are by criminal tribes acts and all those acts which enacted those transgenders to get away from their livelihood. The Devadasis were actually thrown away from their robust system of the temple management. And those allegations of misogyny coming from Christo-colonial network is pretty rich. Those are the folks who basically burnt the witches, quote unquote, witches alive in Europe for a century. So that consciousness is very important. But when Swamiji, you talk about blessings for Shakti Vardhan, a lot of times when our guru is speaking about something, as you say about that, this wisdom is not just for us, but for the whole world as one. That message of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, I have seen so many times in so many events and so many settings where those messages are wrongly contextualized and put on as a message of sometimes passivity or even lethargy, to the point that, a lot of times, trauma doesn't always comes up in a very nuanced fashion. And this is a community which is still reeling from the colonial trauma. So when we go out and start to say, sometimes because of not connection or maybe not a lot of time to do the sadhana swadhyaya as you just mentioned, but also not having time to indulge in the seva and having good company or whatever might be the reason, but we do the spiritual bypassing. Something comes up, we have konrap hoye hame kahani. That, the quote of mantra is used as some sort of a Brahma Vakya, and so same way, lot of pseudo Vedantans are out there who use the teachings of Vedanta not for the Shakti Vardhan, but for the passivity and lethargy in the community, and not sometimes even, trying to cancel and even deny the role of advocacy in the Hindu resilience. So on that, I want you to address that, Swamiji, please.
It's a very, very important and a topic which we have to explain very well. Because see, the teachings of Veda and all other Shastras which were taught by great rishis to explain Vedas, for example, Itihasas, Puranas, Dharma Shastras and all these Shastras are giving a holistic vision, a harmonious outlook. It is not for tapasvis alone. Or in other words, it accepted all ashrams, brahmacharya, garhastya, vanaprastha, sannyasa, all ashrams, as a part of human tapas. and specifically asked us to be powerful in all respects, in all aspects. Never, we can say never, Veda taught lethargy, an inactive or a life of inertia. No. Always Vedas taught energetic, powerful style of life. And Vedas asked to be rich in all aspects, physically, and internally. I can show you some instances from Veda. See, Sri Rudra is a part of Yajurveda, and our acharyas are asking the society, especially youngsters, to chant Sri Rudra daily. Youngsters must chant Sri Rudra daily. In the Sri Rudra, there is one chapter which we call Chamaka. Why it is Chamaka? All the mantras in that chapter ends with the Shabda Cha me, Cha me, Cha me. So what is that? I want this. I want that. I want gold. I want silver. I want jewels. I want cotton cloth. I want silk clothes. I want horse. I want elephant. I want money. I want wife. I want children. Like that, more than 300 prayers are there. For what? For wealth. So a child who daily chants such mantras, can he be inactive? Can he be lethargic? No. He have to work to get all the prayers. I want wife, wife won't come. I have to go in search of wife. I want gold, gold won't come. I have to work to get gold. So it make human being working for getting wealth. This is one example. And in the Upanishad itself, we can see Bhutyaina Pramadidavyam, Kushalana Pramadidavyam, such mantras in the Upanishadic part. Don't get away from activities to make yourself rich and your family strong. It never advocated you work very slightly, you sit at a place without working. Everything will come to you by the blessings of Ishvara. No, never. Veda taught that. And see, the devatas we are worshipping. For example, the devata of sustenance is Bhagavan Mahavishnu. See the Rupa of Mahavishnu. They have 2 legs, but 4 arms. And in 2, there are these symbols of peace and love, tranquility. And the other 2 are weapons. In Shastra, that is Dhanurveda, 2 types of weapons are there. One is Astra and the other is Shastra. Shastra is that weapon which you will use in your hands. Astra is that weapon which will you throw away. So these 2, there are Gada and Chakra. Gada is a Shastra and Chakra is an Astra. So these 2 are there. So there is a balance of two, peace and power, weapon and love, knowledge or wisdom and force. And this balance, this will only make a society great. For example, the essence of a Veda we can learn in the Bhagavad Gita. So while Bhagavan taught Bhagavad Gita or uttered Bhagavad Gita, two persons heard. One was Arjuna, the other was Sanjaya. So Arjuna was much confused, and his mind was not working properly. So he didn't hear all the teachings of Bhagavan in the right way. But Sanjaya was that much balanced and was having that much equanimity with him. And therefore, he heard the teachings from Bhagavan in the best way. And after hearing all the teachings from Bhagavan, Sanjaya says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurthara, Tatra Shri Vijayaha Bhutihi Dhruva Nitihi. See, for a welfare state, for any country or any kingdom or any geographical territory to be a welfare state, there must be four elements in that. If we have in a country these four elements, we can call that a welfare state. Otherwise not. What are these four? Shri, Vijayaha, Bhutihi, Dhruva Nitihi. Shri is wealth and prosperity, there must be. Vijayaha, victory in all fields of human life. Bhutihi, greatness in sports, then arts, then scientific researches and development, everything. Then Dhruva Nitihi, that is equal justice for all. If four aspects are there in a country, it is a welfare state. So to have that, what is required? Required is there must be Yogeshwara Krishna and there must be Dhanurdhara Partha. Not the crying Partha. Partha endowed with weapons, power, Kshatriya, Kshatra Virya. And the Krishna, which Krishna? Not the singing Krishna, not the dancing Krishna. Yogeshwaraha, the Ishvara of all yogas. That is the embodiment of Veda itself. That is Brahma Tejas. So that is the power of wisdom, the power of knowledge. If these two powers are there together, the power of knowledge, the power of weapons, the power of Veda, and the power of all martial arts, the physical power, the inner power. If both are there in an individual, in a society, in a country, in a nation, it will be a welfare state. So this message we have to teach to the world, not the message of lethargy and all. We cannot see a single instance of our Shastra where inactive life or a life of inertia or this lethargical move is taught. No, we will not see. And I will show a beautiful picture from our Shastra. See, in the Markandeya Purana comes the Devi Mahatmya, which is called Durga Saptashati. So our Hindus all the world over used to chant this first. Mainly Vishnu Sahasranama comes. Then after that, Lalita Sahasranama and the Durga Saptashadi are being chanted by majority of Hindus. Now there is an occasion. On the other side, an Asura fully equipped with all weapons, all armories, ready to fight was there. And the other side, Devi, Bhagavati, without any arms, there was a something in a glass with her. And she is saying, you stand there fool, huh? Till I complete this. See that courage. On the other side, equipped with all weapons, all physical power, the enemy is standing and roaring. And here, Devi, without any weapons, a glass full of some drinks. Then somebody asked me what was in that glass. I said, you don't think that. You see that courage. This is the model. This must be the model we have to spread in the world. No, don't take weapons. No, you have to take weapon when it is required. You have to be fully equipped with arms when it is required. But the courage, even without any arm, facing such an enemy and taking it so simply, that is the greatest courage, you see. This we have to.
Wonderful story, Swamiji. Wonderful story. I want to say that it's all the examples that you mentioned are such great messages for anyone listening. One thing we always hear is the weakness of women, but we women are not weak. Everything we celebrate, Navaratri, Atugal Pongala, all of Navaratri is not just one. We have many Navaratri. It all celebrates the women of India. Like you said, the goddess culture and the Devi Mahatmyam. We don't lack resources. We just lack understanding or the importance of understanding these and standing up as proud and very, like you said, with courage, right? We just need that. That's a Kshatriya, quality in a man, woman, or child. And that's what we want to see. So I want to ask you a question. You're going to start a new initiative called the SAGE. And I wanted you to talk about it and what you hope to accomplish from that. How can Hindus like us help you in that particular endeavor?
Yeah, good. So the first part, we have to show to the world. Sanatana Dharma is the only, we cannot say it is a system, it is a confluence. It is not a system. It is a confluence. So it is the only place where you see God in the form of man and equally in the form of woman. Abrahamic religions cannot imagine God in the form of a female. Whereas we have goddess of wealth, we have goddess of knowledge, we have goddess of power, and our Shastra, the very base of our Shastra is Shruti, and Shruti is worshipped as a woman, Shruti Bhagavati. And in the Rigveda itself, we can see great warrior, woman warrior, fighting in the battlefield. And there were many, many Rishikas who discovered, we have to say discovered, many mantras, not male, females. So that greatness of Sanatana Dharma we have to show to the world, teach the world. Now coming to the new initiative, it is not me, we all together are working to make the presence of SAGE in America. SAGE is an organization, non-profit organization, registered in the state of California. The whole name is Shankara Advaita Ashramam for Global Enlightenment. Shankara Advaita Ashramam for Global Enlightenment. That is sage. So how it happens, see, I am coming to America since 14 years. All the year I am coming. And after hearing the lectures and the classes, so many people started asking me, why can't we have a chapter here, a center here, an organization here? I said, no, 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 we don't have the resources to start such an organization here. And first resources, human resources, you see. We don't have, because already we have 12 centers in Bharat, and all are working as centers of Vedanta studies. And scarcity of human resources there, to be frank. So I was not ready to start a new organization here. But when I came in 2019, many people insisted we must. Then I said, no, no, no. Then when I came in 2021, many asked, no, Swami, we have to. Then finally, when I came in 2023, I said, yes, we can. So we just had rough thoughts on it, and it continued for some months to make the bylaws and all. And finally, it is registered now. It's a non-profit organization having full registration and all. But so far, no center has been started. No center. Now, we all have to work together. We all have to work together. But to begin with, there must be an organizational form, you see, just to get registered and all. For that, there are trustees now, one from New York, one from Atlanta, that he's a member of your group, our Raji Menon. Then one from this Washington, one from California. Like that, from different, one from Louisiana, one from our Tampa, what you call. So different come together, and of course from Canada, one from Canada, all we came together and registered an organization. It is going to be inaugurated on this auspicious day, today, at 11 a.m. California, that is Pacific time.
Yeah.
So in future, we have to spread it, and our main goal is teach Vedanta in the traditional way and thereby spread Sanatana Dharma. That is Sanatana Dharma based on the ideals of Vedanta. Vedanta teaches the philosophy of oneness. Of course, it accepts diversity. Diversity there must be. But there is the unity. And to find out that unity, Vedanta is the tool. So the philosophy of unity and diversity, and based on that, we have to reach to youngsters, we have to reach to colleges and universities, we have to reach the whole society. For what? For spreading the message of Sanatana Dharma. So for that, we all will work together. So if we work together, we can make big results. Yeah.
Yes. So you can know more about Sage on the, we will put the description in the YouTube video we will put of this event, and meanwhile here as well. Swamiji, at last we want to come back to this Hindu activism and Hindu advocacy in the West, and what we can learn from the messages from India, and also what maybe the world can learn from the Hindu American advocacy going on in North America. I want to specifically want you, because your work in the temple management in one of the most hostile spaces in Kerala, and those you just don't talk about that Shakti. You just gave the beautiful picture, and everybody just loves that picture of Shakti, just giving full wrath to the Rakshasas. I don't think any imagery, any natya, any can do full justice to that imagery. But still, that Shakti, and I'm so thankful for you to pointing out that when Shakti Vardhan happens in the community by sadhana, seva, satsang, and swadhyaya, you will eventually move out to do seva. There will be no way that you cannot do seva. So the science of community members not at times involving as much as they wish to might be that sadhana and that Shakti Vardhan is missing. So that is very important topic. But coming back to the people who are doing the advocacy, what can they learn from the models of the temple management and the fights for temples in India? Specifically because here there are fights from outside, of course. So much so that recently I saw a message in the west part of Canada where another religious group was making open calls to convert the temple into other religious building, and those were being matched by those religious organizations, funding agencies. So there's much of the brazenness in the other community is there, and that brings people together. Those community members don't go out and ask them, no, you are doing borderline hate speech, we should be about inclusivity. That their mindset is very clear that we want to convert that to this. And however, our community members at times, because of looking at the world from their own lens, because they think that we are for oneness, that Shatru also might be on the path of oneness. So that Shatru bodh is lacking. And because of that, a lot of times, and I'm coming back to the temples because temples are the centers of the first meeting places for the community, because those are not just the temples, but the community centers for the immigrants who are coming here, and they are looking for those. And a lot of examples we have seen that those temple managements and boards at times, because of their lethargy, because of their business interests, or because of their ideological compromise or whatever reason, end up harming the community also. So the cure for that internal problems and also fighting that, what would be your message to learn from the fight you have fought in India?
Namaste, this is a very important question, because see, as a place of worship, we must have temples, and as a place of social unity, we must have temples. Of course, Vedanta is the very backbone of our Sanatana Dharma, but Vedanta will not attract the whole society, you see. Only 1% or 0.5% of the society will be attracted by the teachings of Vedanta. The common man always require these temples and temple worships. So here I have seen, and of course there are so many other organizations which are working here in the continent of America, that is USA, Canada and all, for social services based on the dharmic view. Of course, wonderful works they are doing. And for Hindu advocacy and all, you are working, and such other organizations are also there. And for spreading the educational vision, there are organizations here. So many organizations in the field of Tantra, in the field of Yoga, in the field of Vedanta, in the field of Veda. So many organizations are there. First of all, we must have, or we must work to make common platforms. The individuality of each and every organization must be kept intact. For example, Chinmaya Mission cannot work in the way of Ramakrishna Mission. Ramakrishna Mission cannot work in the way of Chinmaya Mission. Seva Bharati cannot work, or Seva International cannot work in the way you work, or CoHNA cannot work in the way Seva International work. So different organizations are here working for a common cause. And I don't know how many temples will be there in America and Canada together. I heard in Bay Area itself, there are more than 100 temples. Then I asked the temple authorities, is there any platform where you come and sit together? No, such platform is not there. So, keeping the individuality of each and every organization intact, we must come together, feel together, and discuss our problems as a kudumba, as a kudumba, as a family, one family. So, there must be that because immense energy is being utilized here for spreading and protecting Sanatana Dharma. But that synergy, much needed, is in a way or other, we are lacking. So that synergy must be there. Then only the energy we can use in a most fruitful way. So organizations must come together. Temples must come together and then discuss. And of course, in that meetings, our ideals must be discussed. We are for one. You can follow Vaishnava tradition. You can follow Shaiva tradition. You can follow Shaktaya tradition. But all these are coming under the umbrella of Veda. So this was the great work done by Bhagavan Bhashyakara Shankaracharya in his age. So that is the work we have to do in the present age also. Through unity alone, we can fight, we can win. To fight and win, unity is the only way. There is no other way. So differences of organizations must be there because we are working in the society in different ways to catch everybody. And of course, I will add organizations which are working to spread arts and culture of Bharat. So many dance institutions, so many music institutions, so many acharyas are here. So we must make our effort to bring a common platform, not an organization. Don't form a newer organization. No. Then again, fight will come. I will be the president, I will be the secretary, and the fight will come. But a common platform where we can come and sit and discuss. So if that power is there, that power of unity is there, no others will come to catch your place.
Thank you,
With
Swamiji.
their physical power or political support. No. Because we are living in a society, we are living in the world where power matters. Mm-hmm. And the main power is the power of unity.
So, Swamiji, I just want to say everything you said, great lessons. There are about 1,000 temples all over North America right now. And I want to say I'm very proud that we stand up. Okay, and the temples are one way. They're beautiful structures.
Yeah.
So that's only one aspect. But you said cultural organizations and other organizations, and you're absolutely right. We don't want a Chakravarti organization. We want to have many organizations that carry on our own style of advocacy or cultural heritage or lineage or whatever, but we can come together. So there are efforts today to bring the temples together in one sense. And then the other option is organizations, but are trying to bring these various groups together, like a common platform, 3 days, talk about our issues and then get to know each other. Okay, so we are starting.
Yeah.
I think it's a good start because we are now becoming a visible community.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe about 5 to 8 million between Canada and the US Hindus. So I think it's time we stood up and we are starting to come out and be visible as an unapologetic Hindu.
Yeah.
All this time, we kept a low profile, not say anything, but now we are unapologetic Hindus, especially our Hindu youth, second, third generation. Not all, but some. I'm very proud of them. So, with that, I want to say, Swamiji, and to the audience, everything Swamiji said, please listen to Swamiji's talks online. Please find out more about SAGE, how you can engage and empower yourself, your community to make this effort really a success. And I would also ask you to buy the books of Swamiji and read it, discuss it. A lot of Swamiji's talks are very down to earth, simple. Exactly the example Swamiji shared with us. It from an advocacy organization, I want to say every moment that we are engaging with someone out there is an opportunity for advocacy. Really, what does that mean? Educating others about who you are. So that when you do a havan at home, police is not called by your neighbor because you have to invite your neighbor to the havan, right? They get
Yeah.
to understand. So I think that is the best message that Swamiji has given us, to be empowered, to educate ourselves, be empowered, take action. And I think with that initiative that Swamiji is launching today at SAGE, please join that effort and let's really go forward, build a momentum, and stand out as good global citizens and learn from each other. So with that, Swamiji, I know there were a couple of questions, we couldn't get to it, but I want to let everybody know you have opportunities to join many organizations in Canada and the US. Please check us out at CoHNA.org, join us, and we are always looking for donations and members and volunteers. Same, I would say, for Swamiji's efforts. Please donate generously and join and make it a success. So, Swamiji, until next time, okay?
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Swami,
Thank you.
Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
before we wrap up, Swamiji, is there any last comment or shloka or invocation you wanted to give? You talked about temples. I just wanted to mention, because Sudhaji mentioned 1,000 temples. Last time we created a list of temples in Canada, and we found out close to from 200 to 180 in between, because some of the temples keep closing down because of the lack of resources, and some new are coming, but the number is always changing. But the best part for me was that in GTA area, Greater Toronto area, 108 Hindu temples are there. I don't know if a national capital region in India can say that. So that is a really good thing that they are there. I also wanted to mention that how Sudhaji just said that there are a lot of Hindu unity message, because we asked the temple question. It's fair to tell that there is organization. VHP has created HMEC in here, Canada also HMSEC and HOTA Forum, and the other organizations which are trying to bring together, and we will definitely go from step by step into the right direction. But before we wrap up, anything last thing you want to say, Swamiji?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very happy to hear the work you are doing in US and Canada. So let the blessings of all our Guru Paramparas be with that. Of course, we will have success. But let me, as a complimentary saying, let me, before finishing, say, of course, we have all these organizations and all. So those who are in America, whichever be the organization, must not quarrel or fight in between in the name of communities or language, Tamils and Malayalis, or Gujaratis and Malayalis, and even within Malayali, this in the name of caste, community, and all. And we must engage in the politics of this country. Here we don't have BJP, here we don't have International Congress, here we don't have CPI or CPM here. So be part of the politics of this country and come to power. To civic positions we must come. Then that is the important task of the present, because when we see everything around, that is the thing we have to add to our talk. Come to the political power. In the civic engagement we have to do, and keep away all the caste and community differences in your state and keep away BJP, Congress, and all in the national boundaries of India. And here you work for politics in this country and come to power with a dharmic motive. Dharmic. It is all embracing, it is all assimilating. Namaste.